Hey friends, and welcome back to Deep Dive. The ground beneath our feet feels solid, permanent. It's the one thing we can always count on. But what if I told you that this stability is an illusion? That our entire world is balanced on a razor's edge, part of a high-speed cosmic dance, and the music could stop at any moment. Today, we're going on a journey to the heart of the forces that shape our planet. The invisible, the immense, and sometimes, the terrifying. Let's start with the most basic thing, the Earth's spin. Our planet is constantly rotating, like a colossal spinning top. It's a motion so constant we don't even feel it, but this simple rotation is the master architect of our world. Earth isn't a perfect sphere. Because of billions of years of spinning, it's slightly flattened at the poles and has a subtle bulge at the equator. This constant centrifugal force has patiently sculpted our planet over eons. Now let's imagine a terrifying but fascinating scenario. What if right now the Earth suddenly stopped spinning? The first effect would be a pure physical catastrophe. Because of inertia, everything not welded to the planet's bedrock, you and me, buildings, trees, the oceans, would be launched eastward at over 1,000 miles per hour. In the blink of an eye, you'd stop being a problem for biology and become a problem for physics. But that's just the beginning. The atmosphere, which also spins with us, would keep moving, creating supersonic winds that would scour the surface of the planet like sandpaper. Anything that survived the initial launch would be pulverized by these monstrous storms. And the oceans? The water held in a slight bulge at the equator by the Earth's spin would be unleashed. Tsunamis thousands of feet high would surge toward the poles, permanently drowning vast continents. Meanwhile, a gigantic new supercontinent would emerge from under the water along the equator as all the water rushed away. The disaster goes even deeper. In the Earth's molten core, the motion of liquid iron, driven by rotation, generates our powerful magnetic field, an invisible shield protecting us from the sun's deadly radiation. If the rotation stops, that shield vanishes. The surface would become defenseless against solar storms, wiping out any life that might have miraculously survived. The climate would go insane. One half of the planet would face the sun forever, becoming a scorching, hellish desert. The other half would be plunged into an eternal night, a frozen, endless ice age. Permanent day on one side, permanent night on the other. This precise, orderly dance of our planet isn't just a simple motion, it is the very definition of life as we know it. We even see the fingerprints of this rotation in our daily lives, in a phenomenon called the Coronalis Effect. It's what causes moving objects on a spinning system like Earth to be deflected from a straight path. It's this subtle force that dictates the flow of ocean currents and winds, and it's why hurricanes and typhoons have that iconic, swirling shape. Now let's move from these constant forces to what you might call instant geology. Disasters that unfold in a moment. Like tsunamis. Contrary to popular belief, tsunamis have nothing to do with tides. They are born from a massive, sudden displacement of water, usually caused by undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or giant landslides. The 2011 tsunami in Japan was a terrifying example. A magnitude 9 earthquake shifted the ocean floor by several meters, unleashing waves that, in some places, reached nearly 40 meters high. It was a brutal reminder that even our most advanced warning systems can be caught off guard by the true power of nature. And this brings up a common misconception, the idea that a natural disaster is overdue, as if nature operates on a predictable schedule. But science tells us this isn't true. These events don't follow the gambler's fallacy, the mistaken belief that if something hasn't happened in a while, it's more likely to happen soon. Earth's fault lines are an incredibly complex, interconnected system. An earthquake on one fault can affect its neighbors, either pushing them closer to rupture or, conversely, relieving their stress. In a way, the fault lines are having a constant complex conversation, and predicting the outcome is nearly impossible. Ultimately, all of these physical and geological forces converge on a single point: life. All life on Earth, from the deepest ocean trenches to the highest mountain peaks, is woven together in an exquisitely complex and delicate web we call the biosphere. This web provides us with free, vital services we rarely even think about. Mangrove forests on the coast act as natural barriers against saltwater intrusion. Healthy ecosystems naturally control pest populations. To better understand this delicate balance, scientists have defined a concept called planetary boundaries, 9 critical thresholds for our planet. If we cross them, the stability of the entire system is at risk. The bad news? We've already crossed at least 4 of them. Climate change, biodiversity loss, land system change like deforestation, and the disruption of the nitrogen and phosphorus cycles, mostly due to industrial agriculture. It's astonishing to think that 6 of these 9 boundaries are directly or indirectly linked to the way we produce food. The agriculture that sustains us is also one of the biggest drivers of greenhouse gas emissions, habitat destruction, and freshwater consumption. These aren't just theories, we are seeing the warning signs. The melting of the Greenland and Antarctic ice sheets has accelerated dramatically. If all of Greenland's ice were to melt, global sea levels would rise by about 7 meters. That would mean goodbye to many of the world's coastal cities. All of this leads to one key conclusion. The greatest risks we face today, climate change, ecological collapse, and weapons of mass destruction, are deeply interconnected. Climate change can worsen resource scarcity, fueling new conflicts. Rising sea levels can threaten military bases and nuclear facilities. It seems our current systems of governance were not designed for these cascading, intertwined crises. Some argue we need a completely new perspective, a new charter for humanity, one aimed not at dominating nature but at living in symbiosis with it. The story of our planet is the story of an infinitely beautiful and yet perilous dance. A dance whose rules we are only just beginning to understand. Now that you've heard this story, I'd love to ask you, what was the most eye-opening part for you? That aha moment that shifted your perspective. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey with Deep Dive. If you enjoyed this exploration, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next story. We're always here trying to uncover the hidden layers of the world around us. Until next time, take care.